Hey, this is Drake here. I thought I'd make another build video for Wild Hearts. This one is my updated maul build, I guess you would say. But I've got two different versions of this build I was wanting to try to show, but it's basically the same as the other build video I've made. Same weapon, the Murakumo weapon, just some different skills. Of course, from the Murakumo weapon, you get a 30% tunnel vision. You get the crit boost fury of 12%. And then what we're adding on this build, we're going mainly for one stroke fury, which you can see is setting at 63% on this one. And we're getting 10% vengeance from the Murakumo waist, 10% Hawkeye from our Grimstalker armor, 5% Tiger's Den from the Grimstalker waist, and we're actually running 21% desperation on this, 5% solar protection. So we'll go over the individual pieces here.
Just tell me what you need and I'll give it all my attention.
I mean, you take a little bit more damage, as you saw on the previous screen. The defense was setting at 304. If you weren't running 21% desperation, you'd be around 380. But from what I've seen, most stuff won't one-shot you unless you're just going deeply volatile. And then you could want to change it up a little bit. Anyway, this is the weapon. What you want to finish up with is the one-stroke fury, 18%, desperation, 15%. And then I brought down 2 crit masters because it comes with 10% affinity on it. So that gets it up to 20, so every 5th hit will crit on it, and it's got a 12% crit boost fury, so you're getting an extra 12% on those anyway. Might as well exploit that. And the 30% tunnel vision, if you're not familiar, it makes it harder to do the extension, but it boosts attack, and really I've had no trouble whatsoever with it. But the path is not too bad. Honestly, you start here, picked up crit master here, desperation here, another crit master here, and we came here to get our one stroke fury, and then just around to the Murakumo one here at the bottom, which is fine. And I mean, you could possibly pick up like 12% crit chain and 8% crit chain here to get 20% crit chain, but it only activates when you hit a crit, but you'd have 30% when you do that. But for me, I've had mixed results with crit chain. It seems like it should stay active more than it does. It's almost like it's got a cool down time between activations, so I just went straight for the crit master on it.
Ooh, I think that's
okay, better. For the armor, still got the Garuda hat, and if you're going against deeply volatile and you have a deaf ears talisman, then you might want to run the Grimstalker helmet because it gives you a little bit more of a attack boost, but you will lose 5% defense, so just be aware. Anyway, we're in it for the 5% solar protection and the deaf ears, and the fatigue recovery is nice too. But we run the Grimstalker chest piece for the 5% Hawkeye, 20% destruction art. We're running the Wayward Brigand arms for the 17% one-stroke fury. And Murakumo waist basically for the 5% Tiger's Den, because from what I've seen, the vengeance activates when you take damage, but only for about 10 seconds. So it's really hard to see any benefit from it. And the feet here for 5% Hawkeye and a Dodge Master is nice. Now you can run the other Wayward Brigand for the Resurrection if you don't have it. You would just be losing out on a 5% Hawkeye. And I'm not entirely for sure. It says, on Hawkeye, boost power against communal weaknesses. I'm not sure if that's the yellow hits or the actual weak, like blue spots they have on them. I'm not sure, and I haven't got around to testing it, but either way, that's it. Now the talisman is the main thing, and these are really hard to get, or they were for me anyway. The one stroke fury 7% is what you're going after. They drop from the mighty ice tusk from the Kingdom Crusher quest, not the Kingdom Crusher Recondit, because for some reason it only drops one stroke critical. I don't, from my experience anyway, that's all I got from it. But anyway, I fought the ice tusk 133 times. I've killed it 133 times and only got 4 of these, so they do not drop very often. Now, if you wanted on this one, you could swap out the Desperation for another 6% one-stroke Fury, and it really wouldn't. You wouldn't see much of a difference, and you would have a bit more defense if you're worried about the
Can I
defense
be of
on it.
service in any other way at all?
But that's that build. We'll just show it one more time here. You wind up with 1971 attack, 304 defense, 20% affinity, and then the rest of it, you get 30% damage buff from your tunnel vision. You get 63% when you break apart, and it lasts for like 30 seconds, so it's really good. It's a lot longer than some of the other skills, and most of the time if you're fighting something a little weaker, you're going to break another part before it ever goes off. We've got the 10% Hawkeye, 5% Tiger's Den, 21% Desperation, and 5% Solar Protection, which is just to not be active because it's getting dark. It's probably already not active. No, it's still active. Alright, that's one. Now I have a variation of this build for deeply volatile because it seems like you don't break parts quite as often. So I set this up for that, which is a little more well-rounded, I guess you say, not so much dependent on one-stroke Fury. It's the same head, same chest, same arms, different waist. From this one, we get 12% Battle Spirit, which is when they enrage, you get a straight-up 12% damage bonus the whole time they're enraged. And if you know the deeply volatile, after a DPS amount, they enrage, and they stay enraged for the rest of the fight. So that's always a very dependable damage buff. And on this, we went more towards, we still got the 6% Desperation, and I run 7% one-stroke Fury because it goes with the arms and what's on the weapon. But we sucked in 3 more Battle Spirits here to get a little bit more Battle Spirit out of it. Now you can see the defense is a little less on this one. You're down into 297, so I mean, if you take a big hit, it could be a one-shot on either of these builds, but if you're running Desperation, you're kind of running that way anyway. Anyway, same skills: Tunnel Vision, Crit Master, Crit Boost, Fury. But your main difference is, and it adds up to the same actually, you get 21% Battle Spirit and 42% one-stroke Fury. You add them together, you get 63%. That's the exact same amount we had in the one-stroke Fury before. So if you're going against something harder, volatile, deeply volatile, you're not breaking as much stuff, you could swap it over to this and have that 21% damage buff the whole time they're enraged. And will really help you break parts because you're doing that little bit of extra damage to get the parts to break. But everything else is the same on it, and the damage should be the same, but I think my solar protection just went off. Yep, it's not active anymore. But yeah, that's basically the build in a nutshell, and the only other thing I was wanting to touch on, and these are very hard for me to get anyway, but very good for this build. These things are crazy, is the Smoke Dried Golden Sesame Seed. As you can see, it gives you 6% Crit Boost Fury, which boosts the power of critical hits. Now, you will be critting every 5th hit with this build, so absolutely. And it gives you a 2% attack, just straight up attack boost, and it gives you plus 11. You can eat 3 of these things and still have 10 left. So you're getting a 33 health boost, which is massive, 18% on your crit boost Fury, and 6%. You're getting a 24% damage boost on every critical hit you do, and just a 6% without doing it. And I've ate this for forever, to smoke soil meat, for just a straight up 10% attack boost. But I mean, you're only losing 4% from that, and you're gaining 18% on the crit boost Fury. These things are awesome for any crit build, and if you had more affinity, it would be even better. I mean, this is like the super crit food here. But that's mainly it. I mean, if you wanted more, you can go dried cube meat for another 10% crit master. You can do that, plus you can eat a regular cube meat, which will add up to 100. You can get 15% more affinity. So on this build, you'll be running 35% affinity. So every 3rd hit will crit. I mean, there's options with it for things that you want to do. But I really like it. The damage is there. And like I said, my solar protection's not active right now, so we'll be losing 5% damage. And I really like the maul because you don't have a gauge to build. Literally just hit square, click R2, and it's there. And you're dishing out really decent damage. And you don't have to worry about losing your gauge or building it or anything. It's just there. Trap the monster and go to town on it. But that's it. Hope you liked the video. Hope you liked the build. And have a good one.